Hello there everybody, how is it going and how have you been? I am EuclideanSqd, and we're back here in Duel Links for the release of the next main box, Blackstorm Rising. Now we will be getting into the box in just a moment. I just really want to bring some attention real quick to the new event that's going on right now, Duel Quest. This event is completely new. They have not held Duel Quest before. There are special card sleeves and I think a special game mat that you can get from it as well. But I'm not going to actually make a video covering the Duel Quest event just because it's basically a very fancy version of the Duelathon events, in that, much like with the Duelathon where you participate in duels, you gather points, and at certain point totals you get prizes, with Duel Quest you duel, you get points, and at certain point levels you get prizes. So, and it's got this fun, quirky little like 8-bit adventure game aesthetic to it, but mechanics wise it's really no different from any of the Duelathon event that Duelathon events that have been held in the past, so there's really not that much there. I will just go ahead and pop it open really quick just so I can show the you can get this new card, Sandmoth. When this face down defense position card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard except by battle, you can switch the original attack and defense of this card and special summon it back. So basically find any means of destroying this thing with a card effect and you can special summon it as a 2000 attack point monster. But most of the other cards have been obtainable in some other way, like Sonic Jammer, where is it? Here it is. Gift of the Mystical Elf. A majority of these cards are level up rewards, so this is another way to get a copy of them. But if you make it all the way to the bottom, you get these cool looking card sleeves, so that's incentive to participate, I guess. Not like you really have to do anything special, you just play the game and you get points. Easy enough. So, anyway, with that out of the way, let's just go ahead and dive into the box. I have 2,600 gems. I don't know if I'm going to buy a full 50 packs or not. I'm definitely going to go to at least 30. And as usual, not going to look at any of the cards. We're just going to start opening packs and see what we get. So, first pack, we have Guard Mines. Normal trap card. Activate only when a card is activated with an effect that would target and destroy one monster you control. Negate the effect and destroy that card, then inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Okay. I'm trying to think what cards target. This doesn't work against Amazonas. I mean, Amazonuses have been nerfed recently, but this doesn't work against Onslaught because Onslaught doesn't destroy, it just vanishes. But this does work against the smaller fur hire monsters, Recon and Donpa. So that's use for it, I guess. Reptilian Poison spell card. Activate only if you control a face-up reptilian monster. So I guess that's a new archetype. Change one defense position monster your opponent controls to face-up attack position and reduce its attack to 0. Ooh, interesting. Alright. And we have more Gladiator Beasts, apparently. Alright, box is kind of all over the place. Gladiator Beast Sam Knight, 3-star Beast. If this card was special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can add one Gladiator Beast card from your deck to your hand. And then, at the end of the battle phase, if this card attacked or was attacked, you can return it to the deck to special summon one Gladiator Beast monster from your deck, just like all the other ones. So it basically searches Gladiator Beasts from your deck to your hand. So, not too bad for a rare. 1600 attack is a little bit low, but there's ways around that. That's disturbing looking. Reptilian Scylla. Or Scylla. 4-star Reptile, 1800 attack, 1200 defense. If this card destroys a monster with 0 attack by battle, you can special summon that monster from the graveyard to your side of the field in face-up defense position, but the effects of that monster are negated. Okay, so that's obviously meant to combo with the Poison spell card. You turn something of your opponent's into attack mode, drop it to 0, and not only do you basically get to do a direct attack, but you then steal that monster for yourself. Mist Valley Windmaster, a 2-star tuner, winged beast, 400 attack, 800 defense. Once per turn, if both players have 5 or more cards in their hand, you can activate this effect to make both players send cards from their hand to the graveyard until they have 4 cards. Very weirdly specific effect. Don't know how much that is going to be used. Then we get Dragunity Knight Gay Bulg. A Dragon Synchro that needs 1 Dragon-type tuner and 1 or more non-tuner winged beast-type monsters. Okay. If this card attacks or is attacked during the damage step, you can remove from play only one, winged beast-type monster from your graveyard to have this card gain the attack of that monster until the end phase. Alright. Interesting. It's only got 2,000 base attack, but presumably if you have enough winged beasts in your graveyard, you can keep fueling it with that. We got another Scylla, so wow, already getting duplicates. Mist Valley Baby Rock, 2-star winged beast tuner, 400 attack, 600 defense. When this card is sent directly from the hand to the graveyard, you can special summon it. Nice. And the continuous trap card Hysteric Party. Activate this card by discarding 1 card. Special summon as many copies of Harpy Lady as possible from your graveyard. When this face-up card leaves the field, destroy those monsters. And I am seeing, just off to the side in the super rares, Harpy Queen and Harpy Hunting Ground have been added. So, looks like we've also got a Harpy support, I guess. This box is really kind of all over the place. Gladiator Beast's Battle Archfiend Shield. That's a mouthful. Equip spell, equip only to a Gladiator Beast monster. If the equipped monster would be destroyed, destroy this card instead. When this card is sent to your graveyard, because the equipped monster you controlled was shuffled into your deck, return this card to your hand. So it's like the other Gladiator Beast equipped spells where when the monster returns, you just get to add it back, but it's nice that it basically gives a monster an escape destruction effect. Dragunity Angusticlavi, 5-star, 2100 attack. While this card is equipped with a Dragon-type Dragunity monster, during battle between this attacking card and a defense position monster whose defense is lower, and so does piercing, while equipped with a Dragon-type Dragunity. So I'm guessing there's a union effect. And our first super rare, which I think I already got a copy of this from those special selection boxes, but Soul Release, target up to 5 cards in any graveyard and just banish them. Trying to think what decks that would be good against, but it's not coming to me. I'm sure there's uses. Another Guard Mines, Shinobird Pigeon. 4-star Winged Beast Spirit, 1000 attack, 1800 defense. Cannot be special summoned. Once per turn, you can target 1 other spirit monster on the field, return it to the hand. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card is normal summoned or flip face up, return it to the hand. So, typical spirits. Interesting. We've got another Hysteric Party. We're getting a lot of duplicates right off the bat. This is weird. Fake Feather, trap card. Send 1 Blackwing monster from your hand to the graveyard and select 1 normal trap card in your opponent's graveyard. The effect of this card is the same as the selected normal trap card. Okay, so at the cost of a Blackwing monster, you can mimic any of your opponent's normal trap cards that they may have used against you. So I think that Wall of Disruption, for example, is a normal trap card, so you can copy your opponent's Wall of Disruptions with this if you don't have them for yourself. Silver Wing. Equip spell. Equip only to a level 8 or higher Dragon-type Synchro monster. Twice per turn, it cannot be destroyed by battle, and if it would be destroyed by a card effect, you can destroy this card instead. Alright, the Blue Eyes decks are going to love this. And Dragunity Arma Mistletoe? Dragon, 6-star, 2100 attack, 1500 defense. Special summon this card from your hand by sending 1 face-up Dragunity monster you control to the graveyard. When this card is normal or special summoned from the hand, you can select 1 Dragon-type Dragunity monster in your graveyard and equip it to this card. Okay. I'm not... Dragunities seem kind of weird. Got another Silver Wing, we got Bujingi Swallow, so more archetypes are getting support. 4-star Winged Beast, 1700 attack, 1800 or 800 defense. During your main phase 1, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Target one Bujin monster you control. It can make a second attack during the battle phase this turn, but other monsters are not allowed to attack during the turn you activate this card. Alright, so typical multi-attack sort of drawback. Right? Reptilian Gardna. 4-star reptile, 0 attack, 2000 defense. When this card you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, add any reptilian monster from your deck to your hand. Alright. We have Indomitable Gladiator Beast, a quick play spell. Target face-up Gladiator Beast monster you control gains 500 attack until the end phase. While this card is in your graveyard, you can return 2 Gladiator Beast cards from your graveyard to your deck to return this card to your hand. Oh, so that's some really good recycling potential. I might have to experiment with Gladiator Beasts again after this. We got another Fake Feather and Dragoonity Knight Barcha. 8-star dragon, dragon synchro, 2000 attack again. Still needs a dragon type tuner and one or more non-tuner winged beasts. When this card is synchro summoned, you can select any number of dragon type Dragoonity monsters in your graveyard and equip them to this card. This card gains 300 attack for each Dragoonity card equipped to this card. So at most it could go up to 2900. That's at the cost of all your spell and trap card zones. Are we getting an ultra rare? I don't think so, but I think we got another super. Reptilian Gorgon. 3-star reptile, 1400. If this card attacks a monster, after damage calculation, the attack of that monster becomes 0, and it cannot change its battle position. Okay. That's kind of cool. Blackwing Harmattan the Dust. 2-star, 800 winged beast. If you control a Blackwing monster other than Harmattan the Dust, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Blackwing Harmattan the Dust once per turn this way. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can target one other Blackwing monster you control. Increase this card's level by that monster's. So it's meant to be very obviously synchro support. You special summon it after playing a tuner, you copy the tuner's level, and that just happens to add up to whatever Blackwing you have. Phantom Griffin. 4-star vanilla monster with 2000 attack and 0 defense. Cool. And for the 10th pack, we have Gladiator Beast Thorax. 3-star fish, 1400 attack, 400 defense. If this card is special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, at the end of any battle phase that this card attacked or was attacked, you can return it to the deck to draw one card. I don't really know how much I like that, because that's the whole point of the Gladiator Beast is to constantly replace themselves on the field. So trading this thing for just drawing a card seems weird. Double Tag Team. Activate only when you special summon a Gladiator Beast monster. Special summon one level 4 or lower Gladiator Beast monster from your hand or deck. Alright, that's definitely going to be seeing use. And we got an ultra rare. The continuous spell card Black Whirlwind. When a Blackwing monster is normal summoned to your side of the field, you can add one Blackwing monster from your deck to your hand with less attack than that monster. So, considering, if I'm remembering it correctly, the general strategy with Blackwings is to swarm them onto the field and then either pester your opponent with their effects or then combine them all into one big scary synchro monster. That's a good card. That's pretty much going to be required in any Blackwing deck. Anyway, next 10 packs. If it will connect. No. Oh, hold on a second. I'm going to check something. I apologize if the video gets a little disrupted here. Yeah, freaking come here, you stupid little. If this is making it in, I do apologize for this, you guys. I recently got a new router for the Wi-Fi network, and at just random times, it just up and decides, yeah, you don't have internet anymore. Like, it works just fine. All I have to do is just disconnect and reconnect my computer to it, but it's just, like, still annoying. Gladiator Beast Lanista. 1800 Winged Beast, 4 stars, 1200 defense. When this card is special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, target one Gladiator Beast monster in your graveyard. Banish that target, and this card's name becomes the target's name until the end phase. And then the usual, at the end of the battle phase, if this was involved in a battle, you can shuffle it back into your deck for another one. So it replaces itself for other specific Gladiator Beasts. The only one I can think of that works for is the really big Gladiator Beast fusion, the 3000 attack point one, because it says it specifically needs Laquari, I think is how you pronounce it. It's the tiger looking one. Sheena Bird Pigeon, Izanagi, a 6-star fairy. Has the spirit background, but it is not a spirit. You can special summon this card from your hand by removing from play one spirit monster from your hand. Spirit monsters you control do not have to have their effects that return them to the hand activated. Alright, so it looks like Konami's trying to put in some more spirit support, aside from just the Sheena birds. Reptilian Rage, equip spell. The equipped monster becomes reptile type. It gains 800 attack. If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, target one face-up monster your opponent controls loses 800 attack. And I think, technically speaking, if you equip it to your monster and then that monster is destroyed, the equip spell is also considered to be destroyed. It doesn't just get sent, so you can put that on your own, or on your own monsters. Tuner's Barrier. Trap card, select one face-up tuner monster you control. That monster cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects until the end phase of the next turn. Okay, so you'll still take battle damage, but you can use this to protect a tuner if your deck's running a little bit slower when it comes to synchro summoning. We've got, what is this, the 4th copy of Hysteric Party? I'd like to see some more new cards, please. We got another Angusta Clavi, Bujingi Raven. 4-star Winged Beast, 1600 attack, 900 defense. When a Bujin monster you control is destroyed by battle with an opponent's monster and sent to your graveyard, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to destroy the opponent's monster. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's a mean little card right there. Blackwing Breeze the Zephyr. 3-star tuner. Winged Beast, 1100 attack. If this card is added from your deck to your hand by a card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Cannot be used as a synchro material except for the synchro summon of a Blackwing monster. So, very low attack, pretty easy to search out with Black Whirlwind, and then thanks to its own effect you can just special summon it and then combine it for a Blackwing. So, okay. Mist Valley Baby Rock, Spring of Rebirth, continuous spell. Increase your life points by 500 points every time monsters return from the field to the owner's hand. Okay, so you can use that with your spirits at least to recover life points whenever they retreat to your hand. That is weirdly adorable. Reptilian Viper, 2-star reptile tuner, 0 attack and defense. When this card is normal summoned, you can select and take control of one face-up monster with 0 attack your opponent controls. So again, that combos with Poison, that can combo with Gorgon, so okay, interesting. Blackwing Strafe, spell card. Send one Blackwing monster from your hand to the graveyard to select one defense position monster your opponent controls. Send that monster to the graveyard. You don't destroy it, you send it. Okay. Reptilian Spawn. Remove from play one Reptilian monster from your graveyard. Special summon 2 Reptilian tokens to your side of the field. And Dragoonity Partisan. Dragon Tuner. 1200 attack, 2 stars. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one Winged Beast type Dragoonity monster from your hand. Then equip it with this card. While this card is equipped to a monster, that monster is treated as a tuner monster. That's interesting. The only problem is all the Dragoonities we've seen so far want Dragon-type tuners, not Winged Beast-type tuners. Okay. Another Scylla, another Swallow. Garuda the Wind Spirit. 1600 attack, Winged Beast, 4 stars. Card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card can only be special summoned by removing from play one wind monster in your graveyard. During your opponent's end phase, you can select one face-up monster your opponent controls and change its battle position. Interesting. Spearfish Soldier, 4-star Sea Serpent. This card gains 100 attack for each of your banished fish, sea serpent, and aqua type monsters, and it already starts at 1700, so interesting. Blackwing Jetstream the Blue Sky, 100 attack, 800 defense. During damage calculation, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to prevent a Blackwing monster you control from being destroyed by this battle. Alright, so you're not really meant to play it, you're supposed to just keep it in your hand. Alright. Then Synchro Blast Wave, a spell card. If you control a Synchro monster, target one monster your opponent controls and just destroy it. No downsides, no negative effects, no... Your Synchro monster can't attack, just... If you have a Synchro, pick any monster your opponent controls, and it's gone. Alright then. Silverwing, Blackwing Strafe, Izanagi, Scylla, Gaybolg, Dragoonity Legion. Continuous Trap. You can activate one of these effects, but you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Dragoonity monsters. Either target one Dragoonity monster card in your spell and trap zone, special summon it in defense position, or target a Dragoonity monster you control, equip that target with one Dragoonity monster from your graveyard. You can only use the effects, this effect of Dragoonity Legion once per turn. Alright, so that kinda helps with the monster shuffling. It's still an odd archetype. Dragoonity Militum, 4-star Winged Beast. Once per turn, you can select one Dragoonity card in your spell trap card zone. You're supposed to summon it. Okay, that's better. Spearfish, and I got a Harpy Queen. Cool. 4-star Winged Beast, 1900 attack. You can discard this card to the graveyard, add one Harpy's Hunting Ground from your deck to your hand. This card's name becomes Harpy Lady while it's on the field or in the graveyard. So, very nice, but unlike the other Harpies, well, not, what is it, Harpy Dancer, I think, but it's like Harpy Lady 1, Harpy Lady 2, Harpy Lady 3, and Cyber Harpy Lady. Those 4 cards say that their names are always just treated as Harpy Lady, so that even includes while they're in the deck, so you can never have more than 3 of any combination of those 4, but Harpy Queen her name only changes when she's on the field or in the graveyard, so you can have 3 copies of Harpy Queen in your deck if you so want. Alright, why did I click that? Not a bad set of packs. Let's go ahead and open up another 10, see what we got. See what else we can get. Any more ultra rares want to show up? We have Spiritual Energy Settle Machine. A continuous spell. As long as this card remains face-up on the field, all spirit monsters remain face-up on the field and do not return to their owner's hands during the end phase, even if they are normal summoned or face-up. Discard one card from your hand during each of your end phases. If you do not, destroy this card. When this card is removed from the field, all face-up spirit monsters return to the owner's hands. It's that last effect that's kind of killing this card. Just, you have any kind of spell trap destruction, all you have to do is just target it, get rid of it, and immediately all of your opponent's spirits are gone. Unibird. A 2-star Winged Beast, 100 attack, 600 defense. You can remove from play this card and one face-up monster you control to select one Synchro monster in your graveyard with a level less than or equal to the combined original levels of the other 2 monsters. Special summon that Synchro. Okay. So if you wanted to special summon a level 8, for example, you'd have to remove Unibird and a level 6 monster from play. So, kind of expensive, but interesting. And a super rare, Bujingi Crane. 4-star Winged Beast, 1600 attack, 300 defense. During damage calculation on either player's turn, if a Beast Warrior type Bujin monster you control battles an opponent's monster, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. The attack of your monster becomes double its original attack during that damage calculation only. Alright. Pretty cool. Spring of Rebirth, Jingy Raven, Dragoonity Divine Lance. Equip spell, equip only to a Dragoonity monster. It gains attack equal to its level times 100. Also, it is unaffected by trap effects. During your main phase, you can equip one Dragon-type Dragoonity Tuner monster from your deck to the monster equipped with this card. You can only use this effect of Divine Lance once per turn. Alright, so that could... I just read it, and I can't remember, but I don't think it limits... Like, I think you can put it on your Winged Beast Dragoonities as well. So you could put it on... What was it called? Militant, I think? Put it on Militant, special summon the tuner, use Militant's effect to then put the tuner into the monster card zone so you can synchro summon with it. Shadow Impulse. When a synchro monster you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect and sent to the graveyard, target one of those synchro monsters. Special summon from your extra deck one synchro monster with the same level and type as that monster, but with a different name. You can only activate one Shadow Impulse per turn. I have a feeling that's meant to work with the Dragoonities because they all seem to be, Dragon-type synchros. But, man, that's kind of a weird requirement just because there's not a whole lot of synchros in the game to work with. But Reptilian Hydra, a 6-star reptile, one Reptilian tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters. When this card is synchro summoned, destroy all face-up monsters with 0 attack that your opponent controls, and then draw one card for each monster destroyed. Interesting. We got another Harmattan the Dust. Black Boost. Just a regular old trap card. Banish 2 face-up Blackwing tuner monsters you control, draw 2 cards. Ugh. Not that good. Windmaster and Viper. Lots of tuners in this box. There are Archfiend Shield, Double Tag Team, Reptilian Medusa, 6-star, 2200 attack, Reptile, obviously. Send one card from your hand to the graveyard and select one face-up monster your opponent controls. The attack with the selected monster becomes 0, and it cannot change its battle position. So, unlike Gorgon, which has to battle with something to paralyze it, I guess, Medusa just says you can just discard cards from your hand to just freeze your opponent's monsters. Guard Mines, Blackwing Backlash. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, but you have 5 or more Blackwing monsters in your graveyard, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. And it's cards like this that make me not that happy that Blackwings are in the game, just because they're very, very annoying. Like, exactly like this. I guess this is why they also included Soul Release in this box, is to give at least some kind of a general counter to this, but it's just like... Then we got another Mistletoe. Double Tag Team, Fake Feather, Dragoonity Knight Barcha. Tag Team, Lanista, Synchro Blast Wave. Dragoonity Primus Pilus. 5-star Winged Beast, 2200 attack, 1600 defense. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can select one face-up Winged Beast-type Dragoonity monster you control. Equip it with one level 3 or lower Dragon-type Dragoonity monster from your deck. So again, that works with Militant. You find some way of summoning this thing. Target Militant, stick a tuner on, stick your Dragon-type tuner onto it. Use Militant to summon that tuner, and then synchro summon. Another Baby Rock, and Dragoonity Knight Trident. Dragon-type Synchro, 7 stars, 2400 attack. 1 Dragon-type tuner, 1 or more non-tuner Winged Beast-type monsters. Once per turn, you can send up to 3 cards you control to the graveyard to look at your opponent's extra deck, and send an equal number of cards from there to the graveyard. Interesting. Not sure how good it's going to be, but it's interesting. Unibird. Raptor Wing Strike. Spell card, shuffle 1 Blackwing monster you control into the main deck. Add 1 Blackwing monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, so you just swap a Blackwing on your field for any Blackwing in your deck. Kind of. Dragoonity Atlas. 2-star Dragon Tuner. 1000 attack. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one Dragunity monster from your hand, then equip it with this card. Seems to be a trend among the tuners for this archetype. When this card is sent to the graveyard well equipped to a monster, select one card on the field and destroy it. Alright then. Nasty little tuner, that is. What the hell? 10 more packs, and then we'll go through and just check out all the cards that I didn't get. Is it just me, or does it seem like we've been getting a lot of duplicates? Anyway, Gladiator Beast Spartacus, a dinosaur Gladiator Beast, very interesting. 2200 attack, 1600 defense. Card cannot be special summoned except by the effect of Gladiator Beast Hoplomous. Okay, so I guess this is another card that, what's it called, Lanista? The Gladiator Beast that changes its name. This is another card that one can help out with. When this card is special summoned, add one Gladiator Beast equipped spell card from your deck to your hand. At the end of the battle phase, if this card attacked or was attacked, you can return to the deck. Yada yada. Okay, so very specifically can only be called out by one other kind of Gladiator Beast. But when it is summoned, you get any of your Gladiator Beast equipped spells. Okay. Blackwing Mistral the Silver Shield. 2-star Winged Beast Tuner, 100 attack, 1800 defense. If this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, reduce the next battle damage you would take this turn to 0. So, a little bit like a Winged Karibo, except it only works for the next attack. So if your opponent still has like 2 attacks lined up, he only blocks the one. But anyway. And Blackwing Tornado the Reverse Wind. 4-star, 1000 attack, 1200 defense. When this card is normal summoned while your opponent controls a special summon monster, you can target one Blackwing Tuner in your graveyard. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except for Blackwing monsters. Special summon that monster, I presume it means the tuner, but its effects are negated. But that doesn't matter because the idea is you get your tuner, you synchro summon for your bigger Blackwing, and you fight back. Ultra rare. We got a Gorgon, we got a Thorax, and yes, Cards of Consonance. Discard one Dragon-type tuner monster with 1000 or less attack, draw 2 cards. This is nice because with all the new Dragunity tuners, there seems to be a lot more, just first off, Dragon-type tuners in general, but all of them seem to have very low attack stats, so that card can slip very nicely into a Dragunity deck. Cyborg Doctor, 4-star Spellcaster, 1500 attack, 1700 defense. Once per turn, you contribute one tuner monster you control to special summon a monster from your graveyard with the same attribute and level as the tributed monster. Okay, don't know what use that really has. Blackwing Strafe, and another ultra rare, Dark Horus, which, again, I've already got a copy of thanks to the selection box, but regardless. 8-star Dark Dragon, 3000 attack, 1800 defense. Once per turn, after resolving a spell card that was activated during your opponent's main phase, you can target one level 4 dark monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. This card must be face up on the field to activate and to resolve this effect. So, big beefy dark monster that special summons more dark monsters, but yeah. Big One Warrior. A level 1 warrior. During your main phase, you can send one level 1 monster, except this card, from your hand to the graveyard, to special summon this card from your hand. Doesn't say you can't send another Big One warrior from your hand to the graveyard, you just can't send the particular one you will be special summoning to the graveyard. And a Unibird, and an Izanagi, Subtle Machine, Baby Rock, Barcha, more rare cards. Silverwing, Gladiator Beast, and Blackwing Shura the Blue Flame. 4-star Wing Beast, 1800 attack. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon one Blackwing monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck, but its effects are negated. Not surprised at all that that thing's a super rare. Jingi Raven, Izanagi, Dragunity Legion, Swallow, Raven, Blackwing Kogarashi the Wanderer. 6-star, 2300, 1600, and it's a tuner for some reason. Alright, 6-star tuner, that's a bit odd. When a face-up Blackwing monster you control is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. When a monster is synchro summoned using this card as a synchro material, the opponent of this card's owner cannot activate cards or effects. I am presuming in response to those synchro summonings, so... Very interesting, but you'd have to kind of break with what Blackwings usually do and summon a very low-level non-tuner. It's weird. Spearfish Soldier, Tornado of the Reverse Wind, and another super rare, Dragunity Knight Gay Dirg. 6-star, 2400 Dragon Synchro. Typical requirements for the Dragunity Synchros. Once per turn during your main phase, you can add one level 4 or lower Dragon type or Winged Beast type monster from your deck to your hand, then discard one Dragon type or Winged Beast type monster. So, of course, the reason this thing is a super rare is because it's a searcher card. Searcher cards are generally classified as very rare. Gladiator Beast, Reptilian Spawn, Blackwing Gust the Backblast. Blah. This is something that could work with that 6-star tuner. So, Winged Beast, 900 attack. If you control no cards, you can special summon this card from your hand. If your opponent's monster attacks a Blackwing monster you control, the attacking monster loses 300 attack during the damage step only. So, doesn't really save this thing. Might save some of your other Blackwings. And it looks like that was about it. So, we've got a few more ultra rares, a few more super rares. And let's go ahead and check out the cards that we didn't get. So, there is Reptilian Vasky, which is an 8-star reptile, 2600 attack. This card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card cannot be special summoned except by tributing 2 face-up monsters with 0 attack from anywhere on the field. Once per turn, you can select and destroy one face-up monster your opponent controls. Just no cost, just once per turn, that's gone. If it's face-up. Okay. There can only be one face-up Reptilian Vasky on the field. Interesting. Oh, and I just realized all those Reptilians, they really counter Yubel decks. That's very interesting. Anyway, next ultra rare is Blackwing Boar the Spear. If you control a Blackwing monster other than Boar the Spear, you can special summon this card from your hand, and it does piercing battle damage. Not surprising at all, this thing is an ultra rare. It's just almost stupidly powerful for what it is. Breaker the Magical Warrior, Spellcaster, 1600 attack. If this card is normal summoned, place 1 spell counter on it, maximum of 1. This card gains 300 attack for each spell counter on it, but you can remove a spell counter from this card, target 1 spell trap card on the field, and just destroy it. Very nice card. Then we get the next of the Signer Dragons, Blackwing Dragon, an 8-star 2800 monster. Takes any tuner and any non-tuners. If you would take damage from a card effect, place 1 Black Feather counter on this card instead. This card loses 700 attack for each Black Feather counter on it. Once per turn, you can remove all Black Feather counters on this card. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. That target loses 700 attack for each Black Feather counter you removed. And if it does, you also deal damage to your opponent equal to the amount of attack that it lost by this effect. So in other words, Blackwing Dragon will shield you from effect damage, both from your opponent's cards and from yours, in exchange for dropping its own attack power, which does make it easier for it to be destroyed. But if you manage to avoid that, you can then remove those counters, weaken an opponent's monster, and deal effect damage to the opponent at the same time. Then, there's an ultra rare Dragunity Knight, Vajrayana, 6-star, 1900. When this card is synchro summoned, you can target 1 level 3 or lower Dragunity type monster, or Dragon type Dragunity monster in your graveyard. Equip that target to this card. Once per turn, you can send 1 equipped card equip this card to the graveyard. Double this card's attack until the end phase. So it goes from a 1900 to a 3800. Very strong. Oh wow, Sakuretsu armor. Oh, this is such a good trap. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, just target the attacking monster and destroy it. No cost at all. Oh man, I can't believe they added this. Alright. As for super rares, there's Dragunity Duh or Ducks. Is it really Ducks? Wing Beast, 1500 attack, 1000 defense. This card gains 200 attack for each face-up Dragunity card you control. Not bad. When this is normal summoned, you can select one level 3 or lower Dragon-type Dragunity monster in your graveyard, equip it to this card. Alright. Gigantic Cephalotus, 1850 attack, plant type. This card gains 200 attack each time a plant type monster is sent from the field to the graveyard. Okay. Kinda good, I guess. Pardon me. Dragunity Phalanx, a 2-star Dragon Tuner, 500 attack, so it works with the Cards of Consonance spell. Once per turn, while this card is equipped to a monster as an equipped card by a card effect, you can special summon it. Okay, sure, so just equip it and then it activates its own effect to special summon. Why not? And, oh god, this freaking thing. I don't like armed. I do not like Armed Wing. Requires 1 Blackwing Tuner, 1 or more non-tuner monsters. 6-star, which is pretty easy to do. It's got 2300 attack. And if this thing ever attacks a defense position monster, it gains 500 attack during the damage step and is piercing. So, I mean, I suppose it's not all that bad. I just have bad memories of this thing from when I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Among my friends. One of my friends had a really just awfully obnoxious deck that revolved around this thing. Harpy's Hunting Ground is now available. Previously, I think you could only get this added to your deck by a skill that Mai gets by dueling in, by random drop. So interesting that they're adding other cards from skills into boxes now. So I wonder if that means that we might get something like a box with all the Goyo cards for Trudge at some point. Anyway, field spell, all Wing Beast type monsters gain 200 attack and defense. When any Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady sisters are normal or special summoned, the player who conducted the summon targets 1 spell trap on the field and destroys it. Note that that is required. If you summon a Harpy, you have to destroy a spell trap card, even if it is one of your own, even if it's the Hunting Ground card itself, so be mindful when you use this. Oh, there's Hoplimus. Weird, it looks more like a rhino. I would assume with a name like Hoplimus it would be like a hippopotamus, but Gladiator Beast Hoplimus, it's considered a rock, interestingly. 700 attack, 2100 defense. And if this card is special summoned, if this card was special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, its original defense becomes 2400. Very nice. Very, very nice. Alright then. Blackwing Gladius the Midnight Sun. Oh, I think I just bumped a desk. Wing Beast, 800 attack, 1500 defense. If the only face-up monster you control is one Blackwing monster other than Blackwing Gladius the Midnight Sun, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay. We've also got... Oh, here's another Gladiator Beast that requires a specific one. Gladiator Beast Gyodias? Gyodias. A dinosaur that needs Spartacus and one other Gladiator Beast. Card can only be special summoned from your extra deck by returning the above cards you control to your deck. You do not use polymerization. When this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the defense of the destroyed monster. So even if they're defending, it still does burn damage, presumably. At the end of the battle phase, if this card attacked or was attacked, you can return it to the extra deck to special summon any 2 Gladiator Beast monsters from your deck except for Spartacus. Which makes sense because Spartacus' effect says he only comes out when Hoplimus calls for him, so... Anyway. Okay. Blackwing Silverwind the Ascendant is considered just a rare. Oh, because it needs a Blackwing tuner and 2 non-tuner monsters. It says 2 or more, but there's only 3 monster card zones, so it has to be 2. But if you can synchro summon this thing, it is a 2800 8-star monster. And when it is synchro summoned, you can target up to 2 face-up monsters on the field with defense lower than this card's attack and just destroy them. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect, however. And during each of your opponent's turns, the first Blackwing monster you control that would be destroyed by battle just is not destroyed at all. Interesting. Cards for Black Feathers. Banish 1 Blackwing monster from your hand, draw 2 cards. You cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card, and you can only activate 1 Cards for Black Feathers per turn. Blackwing Bolros the Megaquake. 7-star, 2600. Cannot be special summoned. This card cannot destroy monsters by battle. If this card battles a monster, after damage calculation, return that monster to the hand. That's why. Once per turn, during your main phase 1, you can have this card lose exactly 1000 attack, and if you do, return all cards in your opponent's spell and trap zone to the hand. Okay. That seems to be a permanent decrease as well, so it doesn't seem like a Brolhos will go back to 2600 at the end of the turn. Yamato no Kami, a 6-star warrior spirit, cannot be normal summoned or set, cannot be special summoned except by removing from play 1 spirit monster from the graveyard. This card returns to its owner's hand during the end phase of the turn it is special summoned. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can destroy 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls. Okay. Blackwing Kalima the Haze. During your opponent's battle phase, if you control no monsters, you can banish this card from the graveyard, target 1 synchro monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, but banish it at the end of the end phase, or at the end of the battle phase. Huh. Okay, so you can make a little bit more use out of a synchro monster you may have lost. Dragunity Corseska, a level 1 tuner, interestingly. All the other ones I think were level 2s. This effect can only be activated while this card is equipped to a monster. If the equipped monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can add 1 level 4 or lower monster from your deck to your hand with the same type and attribute as the monster this card is equipped to. Okay, so it pulls out more Dragunities. Dragon Mastery. Continuous spell. Each monster you control that is equipped with the Dragunity monster gains 500 attack. Once per turn, you can select 1 face-up monster you control and equip it with 1 Dragon-type Dragunity monster from your hand. Okay. Blackback, a normal trap card. During your turn, target 1 Blackwing monster with 2000 or less attack in your graveyard. Special summon that target. However, you cannot normal summon or set during the turn you activate this card. Alright. And Serpent Suppression. Continuous trap card. Face-up attack position monsters with 0 attack your opponent controls cannot be destroyed by battle with reptilian monsters. Very interesting. So I guess that means you can, like, if you use Gorgon to continually freeze their monsters in attack mode and drop their points to 0, Serpent Suppression keeps them from being destroyed, which means you effectively just get to keep plinking it for the equivalent of a direct attack. Like, oh, hold on, let me back up. So, with this thing on the field, your Reptilians can essentially direct attack your opponent over and over and over again by going after the monster with 0 attack. And that's important because otherwise the monster with 0 attack would be destroyed, and it could be replaced with something in defense mode that your reptilians, obviously would absorb damage. Probably, its attack drops to 0, but it doesn't matter because it's in defense mode, so interesting. Interesting. And yeah, very, very weird box. I was not expecting gladiator beasts or more bujingis in this box, or reptilians for that matter. There's a lot of odd choices for the, considering that this is the Blackwing Dragon box and it's supposed to be themed around Blackwings, so birds and flight and all that. Like Dragunities made sense, the Harpy cards made sense, but then you have reptiles, gladiator beasts, and I guess the Dragunities, or not the Dragunities, the Bujingis counted because they were all birds, sparrow, raven, and crane, but yeah. Very interesting box, very fascinating cards. The reptilians seem like they might be particularly fun. I'm expecting the Blackwings to be annoying, like they usually are, but yeah, there you go. That's pretty much all the cards that were included in the new Blackstorm Rising box. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all had a great time, and I hope you all have a great day. And I will see you all next time.